Hello, welcome to this video. I thought it'd be interesting to do a writing process video of how I write my poetry. I usually start out handwriting it. I just think it's easier. I also think it's a little bit easier to edit when you can cross out things and write and not have to worry about formatting in a Word document. The first step that I do is brainstorming. I start out with the topic and then move on to the mood. The poem I'm using as an example is something I wrote for Escape Roll over on Instagram, the challenge run in April done by Savannah Brown, where it's a poem a day and there's a topic for each day. The topic I'm using is an odd number of blank. So I set the mood for this poem as lonely, hopeful. I don't know, we're still in the brainstorming stage. The second step of all of this is to brain dump. I write down the things I can think of, little sentences, phrases, even write down things about the tone of the poem, just notes about the idea that I want to get. Just write down everything. One going off alone was something I thought of. One is an odd number. And that pushed me to think of trying to find better things. Is the loneliness worth it? Is there more to it than that? And then is being alone really so bad? Here's some more notes about the tone of the poem. Did I want it to be haunting? Did I want it to be satisfying? Did I want it to be fun? So here is the very, very first draft. I decided to go with bumblebees. It was spring. It was getting warm. So originally, a line of bumblebees dancing from flower to flower, one steps from the line, setting out for the bush of honeysuckle. It travels alone, the wind carrying its tiny wings, enrolls in the nectar, the greatest reward. First draft, pretty nice. And then when we turn the page, we see the first round of edits I made. I was working on the line work. This was a little farther into Escape Roll and I hadn't had it pre-written, so I wanted a really short, sweet, to the point one. So you can see at my edits, I sort of left enough room where I could cross out things and write things above it. I changed line to kick line. I originally had from flower to flower. I changed it from tulips to daisies to be more specific. I changed pronouns from it to she. I changed them to something else later. I'm debating between carrying and lifting as a verb. That's what this looks like. And then the next one, which is the one I ended up putting on Instagram, is a kick line of bumblebees dancing from tulips to daisies, one steps from the line, setting out to reach the climbing vine of honeysuckle. And my note to myself was maybe end there and title it A Summer's Day. I deleted the last line about nectar being the greatest reward. I thought it was on the nose and I was not patient enough to work with it to make it format and sound the way I wanted. So I just ended up deleting it. Alright, so some final thoughts. I ended up with a hopeful and rewarding, but it's sort of ambiguous feeling poem. It's not super specific. But I did really like it. I thought it was cute. It made me think of summer. If you stuck around to the end, the notebook I'm using is a moleskin notebook. And then I'm using the Pilot Friction erasable pen, the clickable version, and I use a 0.7. I really like this pen. It takes a second for the ink to dry, but it does erase pretty well, which is nice when you're writing poetry, and if you do a lot of notes and run out of room, it's nice if you can erase it. Alright, well thanks for watching, goodbye, check out my other videos, and I'll see you next time.